All right, this is case number 234810. This is Ricky Jackson versus Jasmine.
Right now, it's just you and I. Give me one moment, okay?
This is yeah, it's over in that drawer over there.
Okay, I'm here. Okay.
Over there somewhere. There's some. So what was that interruption? All right, so again, this is Ricky Jackson versus Jasmine Phelps and occupants property at 4046 Blackstone regarding the subjects 8110. The matter is before the court on the following the complaint for non-payment of rent. Your appearance regarding this matter, please. Do I have Jackson? Attorney Renette Jackson. Do I have Jasmine Phelps on this Zoom or someone that lives on Gladstone? Sorry.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Claudia, I'm sorry, from UCHC, P number 79004. I'm not appearing on this matter, but I just wanted to let you know that it looks like this case was resolved. It looks like this may have been a previous UCHC case.
All right. I certainly don't have anything in the file to that effect, but we'll check it. Well, I understand that the plaintiff's attorney in this matter went to another courtroom, so we're gonna recall that matter. Thank you for your input.
Not a problem. I'll look into it as well.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it. The court calls case number 23481114. This is Mutual Property Management versus Dominique Lowry and other occupants of property at 9351 Woodside, unit number 6. The matter is before the court on the filing of a complaint for non-payment of rent. Your appearance for plaintiff in this regard. Do I have Mr. Vajani on this Zoom at this time? Right, do I have Ms. Lowry? Any person occupying the property on Woodside? This is case number, hearing no response, I'm moving to the next matter. Case number 23465509. This is Motown Rentals LLC versus Jennifer Ty and other occupants of property located in the city of Detroit at 16301 Liberal Street. It appears the parties reached a resolution regarding this matter. Your appearance for plaintiff.
Your Honor, for the record, Attorney Frederick J. Coleman, P56548, on behalf of the plaintiff.
Thank you. And for defendant, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Indra Pandyraj, P844, appearing on behalf of the defendant.
All right, thank you, counsel. And you've submitted a proposed consent order of conditional dismissal that's been signed by the person involved. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
That is correct, sir. I've given Indra authorization on my behalf and my client to sign for us electronically.
Very well. And I do have that order, that proposed order. I'm signing the same at this time. And it looks like that would resolve this matter at this time.
It would, Your Honor. Thank you. It's always a pleasure. You and your staff have a wonderful day.
And likewise to you, sir.
That will get emailed or it's going to be mailed out to us.
Yeah, she's going to, the clerk indicates that she's going to mail it.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
The court's going to call now 234811 6466. This is Martin Luther King, number 2, versus Elisa Martin and other occupants of property located in the city of Detroit. That's at 2017 East Lerner. The matter is before the court on the filing of a complaint for, looks like non-payment of rent. Let's strike that for a health hazard. Counsel, your appearance at this time for the plaintiff.
No.
By Mr. Bouchard. Do I have Mr. Groman? Someone? All right, court defendant.
Good morning, Your Honor. Alyssa Petroni, P82293 from Michigan Legal Services, here on behalf of Ms. Martin. I believe that Mr. Kevin Callahan is filling in for Mr. Bouchard today. And I do see Martin Luther King Homes on the line as well.
You said Ms. Martin is on the line, or Martin is on the line?
Martin is not on the line. I said Martin Luther King Homes, the plaintiff, I believe, is on the line.
Got you. I got you. So I don't see the attorney that's standing in. Have you reached a resolution in this matter? Where, update me if you will, Ms. Petroni.
Yeah. So we have, this case was initially filed as a health hazard. The health hazard has been remedied. The parties have agreed to convert it to a non-payment and pursue the eviction diversion program to pay the arrears. So I did email you the conditional dismissal about 5 minutes ago.
All right.
Yeah.
Sorry. All right. So I will note then that this matter has been resolved. I'll await the paperwork, and upon receipt, I will sign the same, and we'll have the clerk to get the dismissal out to you guys.
Okay, the one caveat, Judge Coleman, would be that the plaintiff has not signed the documentation yet. So I don't know how you would like to proceed with this matter then.
You said, I got a little bit of noise, and it seems like order. Are you able to hear? Okay.
It's kind of difficult, Judge. A lot of people have been muted, and then Madam Clerk in her paperwork. But yeah, it's kind of hard to hear. It's difficult.
All right, let's if you're not addressing the court, I'm going to ask that you would stay on mute, please, and until this time, just because that'll keep the noise out of this. And I'm going to ask the attorneys to keep your voices up. It sounds like just at least in the few people I've talked to that that I'm not getting as much volume as I would normally get.
Yeah, exactly.
That court reporter as well. So, Ms. Petroni, you were saying that that the plaintiff has not chimed in, or what were you indicating to me?
Yeah, Mr. Bouchard, Mr. Callahan, they have not signed the conditional dismissal paperwork yet. I just sent a text message to Mr. Callahan to see if he can join the courtroom.
I see he's joining now.
I'm here now, yes.
And your appearance for Martin Luther King 2?
Your Honor, Kevin Callahan, P78273, standing in for the attorney of record, Brian Bouchard, for plaintiff.
Thank you, counsel. And counsel, Ms. Petroni, of course, is on this Zoom, and she was updating the court. She indicated that she's offered a proposed consent order of dismissal, and that your client is not objecting to the same. Update me if you will, sir.
That is correct, Your Honor. I believe this is a health hazard case or a termination of tenancy. That has been resolved. We would have to convert it to a non-payment of rent case in order to enter in the conditional dismissal.
All right, very well. So I'll sign the dismissal that has been submitted as soon as I get it in my hands. I know it's been sent already. Anything else on this matter?
Nothing further.
Thank you.
Nothing further.
That concludes the hearing on this matter. We're awaiting the order. All right, good day to you.
Thank you. You too, Judge.
They haven't seen it yet. Once they see it.
Yeah. The court is calling 20-3470-20. This is 311 Property Management versus Keisha Jordan and other occupants of property located in the city of Detroit at 11409 College Street. It appears the parties have reached a resolution regarding this matter. I do have a proposed consent order of dismissal. Your appearance for the plaintiff, please.
Orca P75966, the plaintiff.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Horka. Mr. Horka, is that a correct assessment of the status of this matter, that there is a proposed order of conditional dismissal, sir?
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right. For the defendant, if you will.
Judge, please court Steve Lockhart, P32090. Mr. Horka's representation is correct. You hopefully have that proposed conditional dismissal in your hands.
I do have it. Do I have Ms. Jordan or any occupant on this Zoom?
Negative, Your Honor.
All right, very well. I will sign the order that has been submitted to the court. At this time, I'm doing so as we speak, and that will conclude the hearing on this matter. Case is dismissed conditionally.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you,
Lockhart.
Judge. Thanks, Mr. Horka.
Why do I have? I have another dismissal attached to that was in the same file. That relates to lock management versus occupants. We'll get to that in a moment. All right, this is case number. Do I have Mr. Gaelic? Someone from his office?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm here, Mark Corey.
Thank you, sir. All right, this is case number 20-348118. This is Argo Property Management versus Gardenia Frierson and other occupants of property at 9980 Piedmont Street. The court also calls at this time 23-48122. That's Argo versus China Wright and other occupants of property at 20025 Hubble. The court calls the 203-48126. That's City Property Management Group versus Elisa Carter and other occupants of property at 18700 Ridge Street. The court calls the suffix 830. That's Argo Property Management versus Brenda Joyce Mentor and other occupants of property located at 19616 West Fala. Your appearance at this time, counsel.
Good morning, Your Honor. Mark Corey, P82210 on behalf of plaintiff for all called matters.
Thank you, counsel. And any counsel appearing with regard to any of these matters, you may enter your appearance at this time, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Angela Malvig, P83921 on behalf of Miss China Wright, suffix 122.
All right, and I do have that one in front of me. And if you will, Madam Counsel, update me on the status regarding this matter, please.
Yes, Your Honor. This case was scheduled during the shutdown. Brother counsel and I have submitted the EDP documentation and got a worksheet back. We just need to negotiate the terms to get a CD entered.
All right, and do I have Ms. Wright on this Zoom?
Yes.
All right, and good morning to you, Ms. Wright.
Good morning.
You understand where the status of your case is at this time, ma'am?
Yes.
All right. All right, so it makes sense that at this time, Mr. Corey, that the matter be adjourned so that the final details can be worked out on the possible dismissal of this matter, sir.
I agree, Your Honor.
Is 2 weeks enough time, Ms. Mulvey?
That should be plenty of time.
That should be fine, Your Honor.
All right, so I'll set a control date of the 20th of January.
I'm sorry, Judge, I can't hear that paper.
She was there. That's 64.
What's the date?
No, that's just a control date. They got it worked out.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and put it on the 20th. My clerk was reminding me how proud that day is, but it seems like this case is headed to resolution. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on the 20th at 9:38. All right, that's the next action date. I anticipate a resolution of this matter. All right, thank you, Ms. Mobig. Regarding, so you got that. 129.
Your Honor, what was
Uh,
the time again? Was that
any
8?
other- I'm sorry, Mr. Corey.
What was that time again? I'm sorry.
9:30 on the 20th of January.
Thank you.
9:30 a.m. Other matters that I've called regarding the property on Piedmont, regarding property on Griggs, regarding property on Westfala. Is there any counsel that might be representing any of those individuals connected to those locations? All right. So it looks like I do have Ms. Frierson here. I'm looking at Garvina Frierson, correct, ma'am?
Yes,
All right. And you live at the property on Piedmont, is that correct, ma'am?
yes, sir.
All right, so Ms. Frierson, have you had an opportunity to speak with a lawyer regarding possible resolutions in this case and regarding what your rights are and the fact that there may be resources available to you that could help you to resolve this matter? Have you spoken with anyone in that regard?
No, sir.
All right, would you like to speak to a lawyer? I believe that that would be a wise thing to do at this point.
Yeah.
I have someone that can talk. Is that what you wish to do, ma'am?
Yes.
So I'm going to get you to someone, and with that, I'm going to go ahead and set a next action date. This appears to be a first hearing on this matter. So I'm going to give you a new court date at this time, and that date is going to be 21st.
You want to do 22nd? Yeah, 50. It's up to you. 50. Or you can do the 22nd, which is not.
All right.
That's
All
the
right.
amount.
So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set it for the 22nd of January. That's going to be the next action date on this matter. That's going to be set at 9:15 a.m. That's it. You'll zoom in. In the interim, your attorney will discuss this with you, and the parties will be working towards the possibility of a resolution in this matter. Who's available? Mr. Corey, you got that date, sir. I know I got you 2 days in a row now.
I got him, Your Honor. Thank you.
Or are they real close to each other there? So I need a counsel that can speak with Ms. Frierson at this time. Who's available?
Good morning, Your Honor. Claudia Apsari from UCC. I'm happy to speak with Ms. Frierson.
Thank you, counsel. So you're going to be speaking with Ms. Sari. I'm going to put you in a breakout room, ma'am, and you're going to receive a prompter on your device that's going to give you breakout room number 1. And once you see that, just click on it. It'll put you in a private discussion with Ms. Sari. You understand that?
I think so. Yes, sir.
Let's try it now. So I just sent you there. And
Okay, I see it.
all right. All right. That's the next action. All right. Do I have Elisa Carter? Last name Carter on Griggs Street. Are you on this Zoom at this time?
Yes, sir. Excuse me. Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Carter. And I do see your signal there. Let me ask you, have you had an opportunity to speak with anyone regarding the matter that you have before the court?
No, excuse me. No, sir, I haven't. No, I haven't talked to anyone. I had talked to the people at the property management, and they had given me some information to fill out for the non-eviction. I can't think of the name of it, but I had filled out some paperwork for them to help me as far as my. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Sir.
All right. So, Ms. Carter, and you live at the property on Griggs, correct, ma'am?
That's correct.
All right. I'm going to set it up so that you can talk with a lawyer and you can align the things that you've already been trying to do and get some legal advice as to what your rights are and what the possibilities are in relationship to resolving this matter. That makes sense for you, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to go ahead and set your matter over for the 22nd of January. That's going to be the next date that you're going to be required to come to court. That's going to be on the 22nd of January. I'll set that at 9:15 a.m.
Okay.
And so you have the date and time now. Now I'm going to set it up so that you could speak with someone privately in a breakout room regarding your matter. You understand, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
All right. So who do I have that can talk with Ms. Carter at this time?
Judge, I'm available to speak with her.
All right, Ms. Willingham, and Happy New Year to you. Good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
Let me get you all set up in breakout room number 2. So, Ms. Carter, you are going to receive a prompter in that regard on your device. And so just click on it. It will put you into breakout room number 2. You understand that?
Okay. Yes.
All right. So that's going to happen right about now.
Judge, this is Charlene Snow from the Housing Coalition.
Good morning to you, Ms. Snow. You may at this
Good morning,
time.
Judge. I wanted to let you know, I'm not sure if our other attorneys in the courtroom have done this already. We have both Molly Quinlan and Raya, I think it's Basha. Molly's from our office, Raya's from the University of Michigan. They are here in the courtroom to meet with and talk with tenants as need be. Some cases we may take, some cases we'll get information and call the tenant back later and see what's going on with them. But I wanted to let you know that we have that additional resource of those 2 young people to talk with the tenants if necessary.
I do see Molly Quillen. Who was the other person?
Raya, and I don't see her full name. Is it Basha?
I do see
B-A-S?
Raya Basha. Yep, I see both of them.
I'm right here.
All right, thank you and welcome. Happy New Year to both of you, and glad that you are here to assist as well. Thank you, Ms. Snow.
You're welcome, Your Honor. I just wanted to introduce them, and I'm going to leave because I don't have a case today, but I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, look forward to it. Good day to you. All right, in relationship to, all right, Mr. Corey, I believe that I've covered the matters that I called.
There was one more. There's one more, Your Honor. Last name Minter.
Have I called it already, or are you talking about when I did not call?
No, you called that one already, Your Honor.
That's okay. That's the Joyce, Brenda Joyce Minter matter on West Fowler. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So do I have? Thank you, Counsel. Do I have Ms. Minter on this Zoom?
Yes, Judge.
All right. All right. Say something again, Ms. Minter. Make sure I got the right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Got
yes.
Real well. I got a lot of faces, so I had to make sure where I was hearing from. And good morning to you, and Happy New Year. Have you had an opportunity to speak with a lawyer or to talk about your case with anyone to discuss your rights, discuss opportunities that you may have to resolve your matter?
No, Judge.
I think it makes sense to take advantage of lawyers that are available to speak with you. So I'm going to set it up so that you can talk to someone today that can discuss your rights with you and possible resolutions of this. So I'm going to go ahead and set your case up for your next hearing date, because it will be necessary for a next hearing date. That date's going to be the 22nd of January. And I'm setting this at 9:15 a.m. That's the date that you'll Zoom back in using the same information that you had to come in today. But between now and then, you're going to be in touch with your lawyer. I'm going to get you in the hands of someone that you can talk to today, and they can get this process started. You understand, Ms. Minter?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, ma'am. So you're going to be going to breakout room number 3 in just a moment, as soon as I get someone that can meet with you. All right, who's available to meet with Ms. Minter?
I'm available, Your Honor. This is Anthony Sartorio from Michigan Legal Services.
Thank you, sir. And Attorney Santorio is going to meet with you, Ms. Minter. I'm going to put you in breakout room number 3. You're going to get a prompter in that regard. In just and Mr. Santorio.
Your Honor, could you please put Molly in with us as well?
I will do so. Ms. Quinlan, we're going to send her as well. All right.
Thank you.
So you're going to get that click in just a moment, Ms. Minter, right about now. There you go. And just click on it and it'll put you in breakout room. Mr. Santorio. There you go. And Ms. Quinlan? There you go. And Mr. Corey, you have the dates in this regard. The times are very similar as well, so that we can address these matters. And they seem to be matters that may be able to be worked out. And so we'll try to deal with them in that fashion. Right? Is there something else that you had that I haven't called that maybe I can address right now, sir?
Your Honor, I have one more at 10:50 a.m. We're still like 40 minutes away, so I can just chime in back then.
I better not jump up that far down the road. That also be problems. Thank you, sir.
Number or email address? No? Okay.
Got all those cases for 30th this afternoon. I can't print anything. Good morning, Your Honor. This is Claudia. I'm sorry. Is there any way we can have one of our student volunteers join us in breakout room 1?
All right. And who is it that you'd like for me to send there, please?
I'm not sure who is. Are there any volunteers here for UCHC or Michigan Legal Services?
Yep, I'm available to assist.
And who said that?
Okay.
This is Ria Basha.
Gotcha, Basha. Miss Basha.
Oh, when did you try last? Steve
Thanks, Judge.
said.
I just did. Perfect.
All right, Ms. Basha, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1 at this time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Santori, you're back already, or did we do something?
Oh, yeah, I started speaking with her, and I'm going to have Molly do an intake. So we'll be in touch with Ms. Minter. There was a couple of cases I want to make sure we caught, so I wanted to jump back in.
Not a problem, sir. Thank you. All right. This is case number 23-47044. This is Sherwood Heights versus Desiree Sears regarding property located at 19460 Cranbrook, number 110. And your appearance at this time, I did mute you, Mr. Landau, so you have to unmute yourself.
Thank you, Your Honor. I apologize if I hadn't muted myself before. Mark Landau, P42790 on behalf of the plaintiff.
All right, thank you, Mr. Landau. For the defendant in this matter.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Indra Pandiraj, P84364, appearing on behalf of the defendant.
All right, thank you, counsel. And Ms. Indra and Mr. Landau, looks like I've received an order regarding dismissal of this matter based upon a consent where the parties have reached a resolution. Is that correct, Ms. Indra?
That's
that
correct.
is correct.
No, Mr. Landau, I'm signing that order at this time. And is there anything further needed in this regard?
I think we're all set.
I think we are good, Your Honor. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Landau.
Thank you, Indra. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Likewise to you, sir. This is case number 23-46482. This is Rose Community Management versus Farley Flood and other occupants of property located at 90 Pallister Road, apartment number 810. The court also calls 23-46992, Rose Community versus Isaiah Woods. Your appearance at this time, counsel. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Your Honor. May it please the court, Mark Wasbury, P51575 on behalf of plaintiff in both of those matters. I believe we've submitted a dismissal for Mr. Flood.
I did see it. I saw a notation in that regard. I don't think that I have the order as of yet. And is your counsel representing Mr. Flood?
I don't think so. I don't know. Not that I know of.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
Your Honor, I apologize. This is Claudia. I'm sorry again. Steve Lockhart from our office was working on this matter.
Claudia, stand down. This is Lockhart.
Oh, you're here. Perfect. Awesome. I will back away.
You see, Mr. Wasbury, I knew that there was something amiss here.
Of course.
Of course, it would be Mr. Lockhart. Go ahead, sir.
Judge, I had communicated with Mr. Wasbury, who confirmed his intent to dismiss this case back in October, I believe. I am not entering appearance. I was just monitoring this case to make sure it was resolved as I understood it would be. Mr. Wasbury has already indicated he intends to dismiss. You never met me.
The matter will be dismissed at this time. And Madam Clerk, for the record, that's the subject 6-4, Madam Court Reporter 6482. All right. I don't have the dismissal, but if we don't receive one, I'll use the form dismissal to dismiss it.
Your Honor, I'm Morgan Westwood. I was working with Mark, and I emailed it about an hour ago.
All right. And that is on the flood matter. Is that correct?
Correct.
Madam Counsel? All right. Very well. So we should get it momentarily, and we'll get it all signed and get it back out. All right. All right. Regarding the Brooks matter, regarding Isaiah Woods, Rolls Community versus Isaiah Woods, that's 6992.
Yes, Your Honor. Cody Brooks, Lakeshore Legal Aid, P83108 for Mr. Woods.
Thank you, counsel.
I don't see Mr. Woods in the participant list, however.
Yes, sir. And what's you could update me at this time, Mr. Brooks, regarding the status of this matter.
Yes, I spoke with Mr. Wasbury back on November 20th and requested some discovery from him. I have not received it yet. The lease in this case, it's a termination of tenancy case, Your Honor. The lease in this case in paragraphs 23 and 24 provides specific conditions for termination of the lease. And based on the notice that I have in my records, it does not appear to fall under paragraphs 23 and 24, which so I requested discovery to get the entire notice that was sent to Mr. Woods, if there was one. And until then, I don't have other input on the case until I can review those documents.
Well, Your Honor, I'm sorry, go ahead, Judge. I'm sorry.
Mr. Walter, go ahead, sir.
I don't have any additional documents to give Mr. Brooks. I have two witnesses on the line, both are property managers. There are unauthorized occupants in the unit. There's damage to the unit. There was a stabbing on December 7th. There's parties there all the time. And we believe Mr. Woods is not even living there anymore. And this is just a big old party house for his friends. So I have two witnesses on the line, but if Mr. Woods could not appear from wherever he lives, we would ask for a default judgment today, Your Honor.
And Your Honor, I would ask for a dismissal. Paragraphs 23 and 24 of the lease are very specific. They have to, in the notice to quit, have to provide the specific allegations as to what rules were violated and provide that the tenant has a 10-day window in which they can request a 10-day period in which, if she so desires, to discuss the proposed termination of the lease with landlord in advance of the date set for the termination of the lease.
Sounds like you're speed reading now, Mr. Brooks. What you're saying is that there is an internal process at the location that if there is some violation, they have to notify the individual and give them an opportunity to be heard there.
Yes, Your Honor. And it's required to be attached to the notice to quit per the lease. And if Mr. Wasbury doesn't have anything beyond what I have, no notice was attached to the lease that complies.
My apologies. I thought he had, that's always attached to the notice to quit. And Your Honor, it should be in your file. You are familiar with those notices. It should be on page 2 of my letter to Mr. Woods. I assumed Mr. Brooks had the actual notice to quit. I thought he was asking for some other documents. We certainly offered Mr. Woods that 10-day notice in all bold print on page 2 of my letter to Mr. Woods. And I think it's hard for him. I think it's hard for anybody to argue for dismissal when Mr. Woods can't show up to his hearing. So, Your Honor, if for some reason you don't have my letter dated think it's June 1 to Mr. Woods. In your file, I think it should be there, and I'd be happy to email that PDF to Mr. Brooks right now. I didn't know that's what he wanted. I assumed he had that. I'll email that to Mr. Brooks immediately.
Thank you very much. Then I would request an adjournment so that I can review this.
Yeah, and I don't have that. I don't have that in the file. Obviously, that's not exposited here. I think that, yeah, I will grant a brief adjournment on this. I'm concerned where there are at least allegations raised by counsel
that's news to me.
Yeah,
the stabbing
are being subjected to some untoward activity. So I'll set it over. I'll set it over for next week. Where Wednesday. Let's do it. It's gonna be tight. The 13th.
You can do it for the, well, you can do 13 to 14, because you got like 30 something.
Okay. All right. So yeah, we'll do it on the 13th of January, 10 o'clock a.m.
Your Honor, I do have a conflict. I'm in Hamtramck's district court the morning of the 13th.
Well, that's not as fabulous as being here. Can you do it on the 14th?
I can do it on the 14th, Your Honor.
We'll move it to the 14th at 10 o'clock a.m. Mr. Wasbury, that work for you, sir?
Thank you, Judge.
All right, very well. We'll revisit the matter at that time.
Thank you.
All right, this is case number, do I have, Mr. Bajani, I see that you're back. This is case number 3481114. This is a recall of mutual property management versus Dominique Lowry and other occupants of property located in the city of Detroit at 9351 Woodside, unit number 6. The matter is before the court on the filing of a complaint for non-payment of rent. Counsel, your appearance at this time, sir.
Good morning, Your Honor. Ely Bajani on behalf of the plaintiff, P74626.
Thank you, Mr. Bajani. And do I have, Ms. Lowry on the Zoom or any person representing Ms. Lowry? Please speak up if you're here. This is in regard to property at 9351 Woodside, unit number 6. If you are connected to that unit in any way, please speak up at this time. All right, counsel.
Yes, Your Honor. This is a complaint for a non-payment of rent, and I believe this is our first hearing. So I believe we should probably adjourn it. And
yeah, that's what it sounds like at this point. So I will set the matter over, adjourning it until the 22nd of January, and I'll set the matter on for 9 o'clock a.m.
You said 9 o'clock, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much, Judge.
Good day to you, sir.
Excuse me, Judge Coleman. I'm sorry to barge into your room like this.
Who is this?
My name is Martish Finley. I was in the other Judge Coleman's courtroom on accident. They gave me the wrong Zoom ID.
Okay. Well, welcome to here. So, what street do you live on?
Your Honor,
I used
it's
to live
Adam Devlin. That's my case.
That's okay. Okay, I thought I may have, the name seemed familiar, so I thought I might have called the case already. All right, we'll get to your case, Ms. Finley, and when I call it, then we'll give you the opportunity to speak up at that time. Understand?
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Abbott, are you out there anywhere, sir? Don't have anything else?
Nope.
Oh, we can do that. Mr. Devlin, we're going to go ahead and do your case right now. This is case number 2348150. This is Irvine versus somebody's got to mute, please.
Your Honor, it was my other Zoom. I apologize. I just got it.
All right, no, there was some background stuff going on. All right, versus Martise Finley and other occupants of property at 17507 Madison Road, number 15. The matters before the court on the filing of a complaint for non-payment of rent. Your appearance at this time, counsel.
Your Honor, Adam Devlin, P72877, appearing on behalf of plaintiff.
All right, thank you, counsel. And ma'am, you made your presence known. That's Martise Finley. Is that correct, ma'am?
Yes, that is correct.
All right, you live at the Madison address number 15. Is that true?
I have moved out.
Oh, you moved out?
Yes.
You're gone already?
I've been gone since December 11th.
Oh, all right, Mr. Devlin.
Ms. Finley, did you turn in the keys to the leasing office?
I have not turned in the keys yet because I was charged for auto renewal of my lease. And that's my current issue right now, is because I was disputing the auto renewal and that was becoming an issue. So I was charged for January anyways.
Okay. I would say, I mean, this is an action for possession only. Just give them back the keys.
But my bigger issue is the balance. I was wondering if I could be appointing any type of legal assistance because I wanted to discuss the issue with the CARES Act program.
Yeah, it's no question about it, ma'am. The question here is which right now, Mr. Devlin, your client is still interested in going forward on the claim for rent.
Yeah, I mean, this is a possession only case. If she's saying she's vacated and she's willing to give the keys back, then my, I guess, job is done. If she wants to talk to me about the past due balance to make payment arrangements, I'm happy to do that, but that's not really part of the action. It's not a money judgment.
Well, your complaint, I guess what I'm suggesting is that, of course, your complaint is a complaint for non-payment of rent. You're saying that if she'll turn the keys in, your client is prepared to stipulate to dismissing this matter, correct?
I mean, yeah, whether it's judgment or dismissal, I guess that's the same thing. It's all about possession.
Yeah. So Ms. Finley, what is being said here by Mr. Devlin is that his client simply wants possession and control of the property. You turn over the keys. At least the case that they have in front of me now, they would be moving to dismiss that case. They could always file an action to seek any past due obligations. And if they do, then you would have to come to court once you're notified of that. So today is the nature of this action today is a pay or move action. And since you've already moved, they're prepared to dismiss this so long as you turn in the keys.
Oh, okay. Yep, that's no problem. I just, didn't want to do it and still be charged for January. So that was my only concern. So I can turn in the keys today.
Ms. Finley, my cell phone number is on the pleadings that you have that helped get you to this. Send me a text and we can talk about the rest of it.
Okay, no problem.
Right. And ma'am, and you do have the right to assistance of a lawyer in the context of a landlord-tenant matter. And if an action is brought to court, and in any time an action is brought to court, you'll be able to get an opportunity to talk to somebody. You understand?
Okay, so next time, if they were to dismiss this and then refile charges later on, I'm still entitled to some type of representation, or I'm still able to fight it.
Yes, and particularly if they bring it in the context of landlord-tenant type stuff.
Okay. Yep, that's perfect.
Very well. So what I'm going to do, Mr. Devlin, I will sign an order dismissing this case, voluntary order of dismissal of this matter, and that resolves the issue of possession of the property. Court would deem that the plaintiff has the right to take possession of the property immediately, and any other issues, those issues are not addressed by the court at this time. It makes sense to you, Mr. Devlin?
Yes. Do you want me to prepare that, Your Honor? I would just do an MC09 with the further order section stating that we have a right to immediate possession based off defendant's representations on the record.
Absolutely. And if you will email something along those lines, we'll be right back.
Donald period Coleman at 36th.
Yeah, you could, it's or you can send it to, just send it to me and then I'll shoot it over to my clerk.
Okay, I know that your clerk retired. I was, I learned about that on Monday.
I have a new one that's working with me. Why don't we put her information out there just so that you'll have that as well. And the last name is Hunter, but you start out with your first name. First name is
Latifa. L-A-T as in Tom, I, F as in Frank, A-H, dot Hunter.
Missed the H. All right, at 36. Got it.
All right.
All right, I will send it to you both. I will do that right now. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, sounds good. And Ms. Finley, you'll get a copy of that document once it's been signed up. Mr. Devlin, make sure you get a copy, and you have a phone number where you can reach out to him as well. You understand, ma'am?
Yes, I do. Thank you so much, Your Honor.
Ms. Finley, send me a text. Thank you.
All right, I'll send you a text. Thank you.
Bye. Bye, Your
Honor. Your Honor, this is Lockhart. May I interrupt if you'll allow?
Yes, sir. Go right ahead, Mr. Lockhart.
Judge, Mr. Sagatti is connected, and he indicates he's here for a case that I'm on that I show is up for tomorrow. Mr. Sagatti says the ROA shows it today. We'd like to verify because Mr. Sagatti has nothing else in this courtroom.
Is that the Patterson matter, Grosse Pointe versus Patterson?
Village Square versus DeJuan Patterson, file ending 160. Or Mr. Sagatti, are you talking a different Patterson? You're muted, Gary.
Well, that's not the case that I have. The only thing I'm seeing with Mr. Sagatti is 20348155 Grosse Pointe Apartments versus Charles Patterson and occupants 758 Ross. That's the one I'm seeing.
Apologize. I was responding to Mr. Sagatti's chat as to if anybody was here on a Patterson matter. And I know I have a different Patterson with him tomorrow. Judge, I apologize for interrupting. Gary, it doesn't sound like your case has been called yet.
All right, I just called it now. Mr. Sagatti, your appearance, sir. You're still muted, sir. Still. I need you to get unmuted this year.
Hey, Judge, what's the case number again, please?
Case number is 20348155.
Thanks.
Haven't heard from Mr. Sagatti since last year. I need him to get unmuted.
Oh, he's sending you a note.
Do that. Do that again. Let me see your note again. I don't know what it was.
Judge, if I may, he's saying he's not muted. Did you happen to mute him from your end?
I don't believe that I did, but I'm not hearing you at all, Mr. Sagatti. So try and unmute yourself for us.
Maybe his volume is down.
What was that, Mr. Lockhart? He put a note up. What was
that? It was Mr. Sagatti. It said move, so I'm wondering if he's just saying to move on.
All right. All right. We'll come back. We'll come back to this matter. Thank you. Thank you guys for your assistance at this time. All right. The court calls case number 2344418. This is Centurion Capital versus Gregory Fikes and Tasha Lewis and other occupants of property at 7196 McKenzie. I know that that's a case that the plaintiff is represented by Mr. Abbott. It looks like there is a proposed dismissal regarding this matter. Anybody involved in this matter, your appearance, please.
Judge Steve Lockhart, may I?
All right, Mr. Lockhart, is that a correct statement that this matter should be dismissed based upon an order presented?
That is correct, Your Honor. When we were last in court on November 13th, the dismissal was presented, and then Your Honor adjourned it for a control date to verify that the defendant had in fact vacated. We emailed you on December 2nd indicating that property Fikes had defendants vacated, case to be dismissed. You can authorize the dismissal that's already in front of you if you see fit to do so.
All right, thank you. The matter be dismissed at this time. The court calls 23-469-64. This is Bordale Development versus Ricardo Villalobos, Villalobos, Villalobos. And I know that Mr. Abbott represents the plaintiff in this matter. I believe the defendant is represented by counsel as well. Your appearance for the defendant.
Good morning, Your Honor. Cody Brooks, P83108 for Mr. Villalobos.
Thank you, sir. And
Mr. Villalobos is here as well. Phone number ending in 1972.
All right, thank you, counsel. I do see you there, sir. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Your Honor.
All right. It looks like, Mr. Brooks, I have received an order for dismissal of this matter, consent dismissal, and the parties seem to have worked this out. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, Your Honor. And it appears that the check was already sent from UCHC as well. So I think we are all set to go.
All right, very well. I'm signing off that order formally at this time. And that will constitute the closing of this matter on the conditions as set. Right. I wish you well, sir. Good day to you.
Your Honor, this is Gary Sagatti. Can I be heard now?
I'm going to recall your matter in just a moment, Mr. Sagatti. That was the other case. I'll bring you back. We're all set on that one, Mr. Brooks.
Thank you, Your Honor. And Mr. Villalobos, you can go ahead and hang up now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. And I'm coming to you, Mr. Sagatti, just a moment here. Mr. Salter, I see that you've been there for a moment, and Mr. Abbott, the plaintiff's attorney, has not been in the Zoom, and that's why your case has not been called, but I'll get to it in just a moment, sir. All right? Just wanted you to know, Mr. Salter, I haven't forgotten. I'll get to you in just a moment, sir. Can you hear me? All right. All right, so Mr. Sagatti, we're on 23-48155. This is Rose Point Apartments versus Charles Patterson and other occupants of property at 21758 Ross Street. And your appearance at this time, sir.
Gary Sagatti, Your Honor, P39047 on behalf of the plaintiff.
Good morning and happy New Year to you, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Do I have Mr. Patterson on this Zoom or anyone representing Mr. Patterson on this Zoom? All right, Mr. Sagatti, it appears that this may very well, looks like the first hearing on this matter. It was set for the 20th of November, but of course the court shut down during that time. And so my inclination is to set it over. The date that I've been using is the 22nd because I'm kind of out of all of the other dates.
Hey, I understand you. I just point out that this was personally served, and then I'll leave that to your discretion.
Thank you, Counsel. What I'm going to do is, given the personal service in this matter, I'm going to go ahead and set it. Can we get something out for the 15th?
Yeah, you can do it.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and set it for the 15th of January as the next action date on this matter. Set it at 9:00 a.m. To give the defendant one more notice to get here, and if not, then the court will entertain your motion for entry of default at that time. So,
All right. Thank you very much.
thank you. Good day to you, sir.
Good day.
This is case number 23-41686. This is ER Property Solutions versus occupants of property at 17500 Santa Rosa. Matters before the court set for review regarding this matter. Your appearance at this time, counsel, on this matter.
Good morning, Your Honor. Aaron Bayless, P78234, appearing on behalf of defendant David Ware.
All right, thank you, counsel. And Mr. Abbott, I suspect he's in another courtroom, and that's why I'm just kind of getting to some of his matters. What's the status on this, if you can?
Your Honor, the last time we were...
Yeah, I'm here, Your Honor.
Mr. Ladaz, are you standing?
Good morning. Good morning, Your Honor. May it please the court. Eric Ladaz on behalf of ER Property Solutions.
All right, very well.
And
Okay, so what's going on with this matter? Mr. Bayless, please.
Yes, Your Honor. The last time we were here, I believe the court was asking for verification that the $1,800 was deposited into possession. It was then UPS ground shipped to the court, has not been deposited into the court's escrow. The delivery date on that was 11/24, received by a Claire Munt. That is the, I guess, delivery confirmation I have. I believe we're here today again for speculate. Mr. Ladaz would not dispute this. The December and January payments that are due of $700 apiece. My client has advised me that he has applied for the emergency disaster relief loan on December 16th. I have a confirmation of that. Funds have not come in yet. He's also waiting on a stimulus check, and he's indicated to me, my client is also in the courtroom today, he's on mute right now, that he does intend on making that payment. In addition, the court case in Wayne County Circuit, we have received a judgment against one of the defendants. We are working to clear up just a small issue there and then try to resolve our issue with Mr. Ladaz. We are in the process of trying to do some negotiations on that.
All right. So what's your client's name again? And
David Ware.
All right, Mr. Ware, where are you? You're here somewhere. I see you there.
Okay,
yes,
I'm here.
And good morning to you, sir. Just wanted to acknowledge your presence here. You heard the statements being made by your lawyer. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, I heard.
All right, sir. Mr. Ladaz, anything you wish to indicate at this time? It sounds like the matter needs to be adjourned because there are some processes underway, sir.
Your Honor, I would not agree with an adjournment on this case for the simple fact that Mr. Ware has been violating this court's orders on the escrow. He has missed now the next 2 months of escrow, which this court even reduced for him at the last court appearance down to $700 per month. Therefore, I'd ask the court for an immediate hearing on this.
Well, you said something about another case that's pending in circuit court. Is there something running parallel with this that I need to be updated on?
Yes, there's I guess a dispute over a lease with option to purchase that we've been litigating for several months. One of the defendants, we have taken a judgment in the amount of $50,000. He has filed a motion to set aside, but hasn't motioned it. Our intention is to strike and collect on that judgment and then try to negotiate something with Mr. Ladaz to resolve the rent issue and tenancy issue.
All right. I remember now some of the actions here, and I know that there was a lapse in the escrow deposits as they became due. It does seem like there is a good faith effort to comply with payments. The defendant has indicated some economic, financial difficulties in doing so, and that he's made appropriate applications for additional emergency type funds. I am going to, under those circumstances, given that there is also some matters being litigated in another court, I will continue the matter. I see that I had it for review before. I'll continue it for an additional review date. This has to do with the rents that have become due, for which the defendant has made requests for additional funding. So I'm going to set this over for January 25th. Those funds for the rents that have become due would have to be transmitted on or before that date. Otherwise, the court would entertain a motion for entry of default of the failure to comply with the escrow order. So I'll review the matter on the 25th of January. That's going to be at 9 o'clock a.m. Mr. Ladaz.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Excuse me, Your Honor. What happened to the low income?
1 second, Mr. Ware, just 1 second, sir. Mr. Ladaz, were you indicating something, sir?
No, you gave the new date, and I just said thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Ware.
Yeah, I was trying to see what happened to the low income paperwork that I have. It was something about the CARES Act for people that's getting evicted and don't have no way to really pay for it. I was heard it was an application or something I could apply for like 3 months ago. I was wondering how much would that cover of the escrow, if any, because I was told that it was supposed to have been applied about 3 months ago, but I haven't heard anything else from it. But I've been constantly coming up with these thousands of dollars out of nowhere, and I haven't been working. So I'm trying to see, is there any way that somebody else can help me while I'm going through this?
Well, you do have a lawyer involved in this matter, so just go over those matters with your lawyer. I don't know what qualifications or standards there may be in regard to the eviction diversion funds that may be available.
Yes, Your Honor. I think that's what he's referencing is the EDP program, and I have given the paperwork to Mr. Ladaz. We're just waiting to get it finalized. I think we put that on hold because Mr. Ware had made his payment, and I don't think we had proceeded.
I can't make no payments now, so why what is the hold up on that? If he's ready to move to default, why we cannot get that started so we put some money towards that instead of me trying to keep coming out of money that I don't have.
Let me stop you, Mr. Ware. That doesn't just happen. Sometimes things get sequenced. Because you came up with some money, that would have stopped the EDP situation. And if it starts now, you may not have enough time to get those funds in by the 25th. So my understanding is that you have made application for some emergency funds otherwise. So you want to keep working with that process. And you also want to speak with your lawyer to see what might be beneficial to you in terms of restarting the EDP. So I have to leave all those things between you and your lawyer. I'm sure that Mr. Vegas will talk through those things with you so that you get clarity as to what you might need to do next. You understand?
Yes.
All right, zoom back in on the 25th of January at 9:00 a.m. and I'll pick up any other matters that need to be addressed at that time.
Thank you, Your Honor. And for a clerical matter, for some reason, Mr. Abbott is listed as defendant's attorney on this. If Madam Clerk could correct that and add me as defendant's attorney instead.
Let me see that. Yeah, because Mr. Abbott is all over this. That's why it didn't call this early. And it does not have Mr. Ladaz as the as plaintiff's counsel. So let's start out with doing that. And let's see. All right, so I've got Mr. Abbott out of this, so that should make it easier the next time I have to call about. All right.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, this is case number 234716. This is Shaba South LLC versus occupants of property at 152434 Fordham. It looks like Mr. Abbott has moved to dismiss this matter without prejudice. I will grant that order at this time. It's case number 234748. This is Jeffersonian versus Nicole Siner and other occupants of property located in the city of Detroit at 9000 East Jefferson Avenue, number 1707. The matter is before the court on the filing of a complaint, it looks like, for non-payment of rent, to recover possession of the property. Counsel? Do I have Dalen Hannah?
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Indra from Lakeshore Legal Aid. I'll be appearing on behalf of the defendant, and I've also talked to my brother counsel, Mr. Sam Jarbo. So he's the attorney who's going to be representing the plaintiff. We have tried to be resolving this case through EDP, and we have agreed to ask for an adjournment for a couple of weeks for us to give us enough time to work on the EDP application.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Madam Counsel, for giving the court some information on this. So I'm going to go ahead and adjourn the matter over, set it for the 22nd of January at 9:30 a.m. I'm putting the matter in the EDP protocol. All right, so that's the court's determination in regards to this matter at this time. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
This is case number 23-4-8167. This is A&A Investments LLC versus Asila Williams and other occupants of property located at 2398 through 2400 Stair Street. The court also calls at this time the suffix 8170. That's Alden Towers versus Bruce Petty and other occupants of property at 8106 East Jefferson, number D403. Your appearance at this time, counsel. Do I have Mr. Galick or someone from his office?
Sorry, Your Honor. Mark Corey P. 82210 on behalf of plaintiff.
All right, thank you, counsel. And this relates to the plaintiff's AA Investments LLC and Alden Towers. Let me see. Do I have Ms. Williams, Asila Williams, or any person occupying the property on Stair Street on this zone? Do I have anyone, Bruce Petty, occupant of property at 8106 East Jefferson Avenue, D403? You're on this zone. Please say something at this time. It appears that in each of these matters that no one has responded. It is the first hearing with regard to these matters. And so I'm going to grant an adjournment of these matters. And I'm going to set them over for I'm going to set them over for the 15th, 1:15, 21, and that's going to be at 9:00 a.m. for both of these matters. They're reset as the second hearing. If the plaintiff, the defendants do not appear regarding these matters at the next hearing, it would be the inclination of the court to, in fact, grant a petition for default at that time.
Thank you, Your Honor. That was 9:15 on the 15th, correct?
9:00 a.m. on the 15th.
9 o'clock. All right. Thank you so much, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Good day to you.
Have a nice day. Bye.
This is case number 23-4-3446. This is Lock Management versus occupants of property located in the city of Detroit at 16533 Wickham. The court also calls the suffix or calls 23-4-6996. That's Glass Investments versus Denise Horace and other occupants of property located at 15454 Gilchrist. The court calls the suffix, and actually it's 23-4-8163. That's NFH Realty versus Tiffany White and occupants of property at 20222 Stansbury. The court calls the suffix 8159. That's NFH Realty LLC versus Maya Brown and Jamal Irving and other occupants of property at 18033 North Lawn. Your appearance at this time, counsel.
Good morning, Your Honor. Randy Levasseur, P41712, appearing on behalf of the plaintiffs.
Thank you, counsel. Counsel, with respect to the suffixes 8163 and 8159, I see that you submitted proposed orders of dismissal regarding those matters. If you wish the court to sign the same, is that correct, sir?
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right, those two matters will be dismissed upon the presentment of the order that the court has received at this time. All right. Regarding the suffix 3446, I did receive a conditional consent order of dismissal. Let's see, make sure.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Indra. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yes, ma'am.
This case was handled by Miss Esther Harris, and she is not with Lakeshore Legal Aid anymore, so I'm standing in on her behalf. I have actually emailed the copy to the Madam Clerk today morning of the signed conditional dismissal by Esther Harris.
Yes, and I do have that, and counsel, it's your desire for the plaintiff as well that the court would proceed by way of signing the conditional consent order of conditional dismissal. Is that correct, Mr. Levasseur?
That is correct, Your Honor.
I'm signing that order at this time, and that will resolve this case on a conditional basis and set forth in the court.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, counsel. Regarding the suffix 6996, I believe that Mr. Brooks was on that matter, defending in that regard. Mr. Brooks, are you yet there, sir?
Your Honor, I believe that Ms. Reimers is representing the defendant here.
Yes, Your Honor. Marie Reimers, P82841, on behalf of Ms. Dansby.
All right, thank you, Madam Counsel. Ms. Reamer, why don't you update me on the status of things here? I had another name on this file. Go right ahead.
Yes, Your Honor. So this case is a mortgage foreclosure case. Ms. Dansby has been living in the home for 21 years. The plaintiff has stated that they might be willing to work with her to keep her in the home if she were able to come up with some funding. She has not been able to come up with funding yet. However, on the 13th, she has a date in family court to get a qualified domestic relations order signed to hopefully get a chunk of her ex-husband's pension. She believes that pension would help her pay off any arrears that the plaintiff would claim she owes from living there in the time the house has been foreclosed, and also hopefully be enough for a down payment on a land contract. Because of these facts, we did submit a CDC order to the plaintiff, a CDC declaration to the plaintiff. I understand that traditionally those are used in non-payment of rent cases, but my reading of the CDC regulation states that if a covered person cannot pay rent and the rent would keep them in their home, that they should be subject to the moratorium. So we are asking the court today to either adjourn this case to allow for Ms. Dansby to go to that family court hearing on the 13th and get the quadro order signed in the hopes that she will get the money to stay in this home that she's been in for the past 21 years.
All right, thank you. And I do see that Ms. Dansby is on this Zoom, and good morning to you, ma'am.
To you.
All right, Mr. Levasseur.
Your Honor, counsel correctly acknowledges that this is a mortgage foreclosure situation, and the CDC order explicitly exempts mortgage foreclosure situations from its coverage. In this instance, we certainly would hope that Ms. Dansby could find some resolution that works for the plaintiff. But the facts of this situation is this was a foreclosure that happened in May of 2019, Your Honor. And we were only able to get the first hearing on this matter in October 2020 due to the closures from the pandemic. This is the second hearing, Your Honor. There's been a lot of time that's gone by to get this thing resolved. And I'm hearing that there is a lot of hope that there might be a resolution down the road. I'm not hearing that there will be a resolution down the road. My inclination, Your Honor, would be to ask the court to enter a judgment that provides 10 days for Ms. Dansby to vacate. If she is able to get that QDRO within those 10 days, and it sounds like she's scheduled to go to court within those 10 days, then we would certainly be open to having that expanded until January 31st to either vacate or find some other resolution that works for the plaintiff.
And Ms. Reimers, you get the last word on this, ma'am. My inclination, I know that the pandemic and all of the issues that have common part of this challenge has delayed some things untoward kind of way. And moreover, you know, there are all kind of stays on foreclosures and everything else. I'm inclined to grant an adjournment that will set this over till the 25th of January. I'll take under advisement the request for entry of judgment, and to the extent that the parties have not been able to come to some realistic resolve based upon a financial issue that's involved here, then I would have to, on that date, strongly consider entering a judgment and allowing for a writ to issue shortly thereafter. So I will give it until the 25th. I think that gives the defendant some time and opportunity with regard to the possibility of the QDRO. And so I'll revisit the matter on the 25th. That Monday hearing will be at 9 o'clock a.m. So 1:25, 9 o'clock.
May I speak?
Ms. Stansby, I would advise you not to. The judge has adjourned the case to allow for you to go to get the quadro, and I think we should accept that this time.
Yeah. Thank you. And if you have to discuss the matter, you want to talk with your lawyer, that's a better place to start out. All right. So that's the disposition on that matter at this time. Thank you, counsels.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're gonna close that.
So do I have, I'm looking for Mr. Abbott. Let's go. Case number 20. Yeah, I figured as much. All right. This is case number 20-346-968. This is Bordale Development versus Delbert Salter and other occupants of property at 1301 West Lafayette, number 204. This also has doing business as Wealthy Lee. The court also at this time calls 20346-868. That's Binfree LLC versus Linnell Dixon and other occupants of property located at 11610 Yellowstone. The court calls the suffix 6988. That's ARC PM on behalf of DT20 LLC versus Monique Brown and other occupants of property at 10838 Somerset. The court calls the suffix 23481 Fast Construction LLC versus Shayla L. Hampton and Ray Hampton Jr. and other occupants of property at 15200 Tireman, number 6. The court is calling the suffix 8134, that's DRO Fund, number 1, LLC versus Shanice Thomas and other occupants of property at 16741 Patton Street. The court calls the suffix 8138, that's Gardner Property versus Ashley Roberts and other occupants of property at 20013 Lawn Street. The court calls the suffix 8142, Robert Vidone versus Michael Rainwater and other occupants of property at 6456 Hayden Street. The court calls all right, strike the final one. All right. All right. I know that these are matters in which Mr. Abbott is the counsel of record for the plaintiff in each of these matters. My question at this point is whether or not there is a defense counsel representing any persons under any of these files. Please identify yourself at this time. So.
Judge, if I may, Steve Lockhart, P32090 for defendant Dixon in file ending 868. I think it's the second one you called.
Yes, I do have that one. Any other one, Mr. Abbott? Mr. Lockhart?
Negative, Judge.
All right, thank you. In regard to this matter, Mr. Lockhart, can you update me regarding this matter?
Yes, Judge, Mr. Abbott and I spoke last night. We both agreed that this matter should be dismissed without prejudice. I do have my client's authority to enter such a dismissal on her behalf, but I know if she was connected, she possibly, may I ask, is Miss Linnell Dixon connected? Oh, Judge, I have authority to enter a dismissal without prejudice. Mr. Abbott, if you'll accept my representation, agreed to same on behalf of his client after he talked to his client last evening.
Very well. The court will, on the representations as set forth, grant the order of dismissal at this time regarding this matter. And I don't have a dismissal in the file, but I'll use the form dismissal to effectuate the result, given that this is consent reached between attorneys. Thank you.
Grateful, Judge. If I could just emphasize, we need to clearly make this without prejudice. There's other issues that may come up in the future.
It is without prejudice, sir.
Judge, thank you. May I be excused to another courtroom?
I don't know.
Oh, I have nothing else with you that I'm aware of.
You can't end up with something?
Correct.
Well, if you go to another courtroom, please check back in.
Okay. You know, the only reason I wore a tie is I had to be at Frank Murphy today.
That always makes life a little interesting.
You take care, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Do I have any other attorney that is representing any defendants on the matters that I called where Mr. Attorney James Abbott is counsel for the plaintiff on this matter? Any other attorneys that have matters? Thank you.
Your Honor, I have one that I want to check in on, but it's not on Mr. Abbott's case. I just wanted to advise you of that.
Ms. Seal. Ms. Seal, which one are you referring to now?
On case 20348-163, that should be NFH Realty versus Tiffany White. I just wanted to make sure that the dismissal without prejudice is in that file for you to.
Give me that case number again, Madam Counsel.
348163, I believe.
2348-163.
I emailed the dismissal this morning to Ms. Hunter.
That order has been signed. Thank you, Counsel.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to make sure. Thanks.
I appreciate it. Thank you. All right. Let me do, Madam Counsel Mary Burke. Are you, which matter are you on, Madam Counsel?
Delbert Slaughter.
Oh, good. And I do.
We're waiting on Abbott.
And all right. So have you spoken with him? And can you update me on?
Yes, he's in 433 right now.
All right. So have you all reached any kind of resolution or anything in this matter?
I just need Abbott to write up a payment plan, consent agreement for Mr. Slaughter.
All right, very well. And so you're representing Mr. Slaughter, is that correct, Madam Counsel?
No,
all right,
I'm the landlord.
You're the landlord. Okay, got you, Ms. Burke. Thank you. All right.
We've been talking over the last couple of weeks.
All right,
Just waiting to put it on the record.
And Mr. Slaughter, you know you're up as soon as I can get Mr. Abbott in here and try to bring this matter to some type of conclusion. Right? Have you, Mr. Slaughter, have you spoken with a lawyer? You understand you have the right to have a lawyer involved, and you have the right to, you should understand that there are certain resources that very well be available to you that might assist you in resolving your matter. You understand that, sir?
Yeah, yes, I do. You know, Mary and I, Ms. Burke and I have agreed, and I'm fine with that. But is it still okay to work with an attorney to
Absolutely.
help? Okay. I would like that.
All right, very well. Let me see if I can get you somebody.
Mary, is that fine? I mean, I don't want that to undermine.
It'll be okay with me.
Okay.
That can't be between you and Ms. Burke. That's between you and your desire to make sure that you go over what your legal rights are and understand what your rights are.
Sure.
And nobody should be opposed to you speaking with a lawyer if that's what you wish to do. All right. So is there someone that can talk with Mr. Salter, Ms. Willingham, or anyone else that's here, Ms. Sarli?
Judge, I can speak with him.
All right, thank you, Ms. Willingham. I believe I had you in breakout room number 2. Is that correct, ma'am?
Correct.
All right, I'm going to send you back here, Ms. Willingham. I'm going to send Mr. Salter to that room as well. And his matter is Bordale Development versus Salter, and it is a non-payment action regarding the address at 1301 West Lafayette, number 204. And we're waiting on Mr. Abbott, so I'm going to send you there now, Mr. Salter, to talk with this one.
Okay. That is fine. Now,
there you go, sir. Okay, do I have on this Zoom, do I have Monique Brown? Do I have Monique Brown on this Zoom? Living at 10838 Somerset. No response. Do I have Shayla Hampton and Ray Hampton Jr. living at Tireman, 15200 Tireman number 6. If you're on this Zoom, please identify yourself at this time. Do I have Shanice Thomas or any other occupant of property at 16741 Patton Street? If you're on this Zoom.
I'm here.
Thank you. What's your name?
Shanice Thomas.
Thank you, Ms. Thomas. I'm going to look your name so I know exactly where you are, and we'll be with you. I'm with the plaintiff's attorney. Have you spoken with an attorney regarding this matter that you have?
My lawyer, Michael, he's supposed to tune in with us. So look, my name is Paul.
All right, Michael, what's his last name?
Wait, I gotta get that paper. I forgot his name. Okay, let me look for the paper, and then I'll give you. I'm gonna give you his last name. I gotta look for the paper.
No problem, man. Go ahead, take your time.
Okay, thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Attorney Jackson. I'm just checking back in with this court. I was in another court. Sorry.
Very well. I did call you back. I'm going to call in just a few moments, okay?
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Do I have Ashley Roberts on this Zoom? Ashley Roberts, anyone living at the property at 20013 Walnut Street? All right. It appears that in the suffix 6988 and 8146, and in the suffix 8138. Let me also ask, do I have Michael Rainwater or anyone living at the property at 6456 Hayden Street? Please say something if you are connected to that address in any way. It appears that regarding this matter as well, that defendants have not appeared. Counsel for the plaintiff is Mr. James Abbott. He's in another courtroom. It does appear in each of these matters that this is the first hearing date. It appears that the matters were set for the 20th of November, but the court was on a shutdown at that time. Accordingly, I'm going to adjourn these matters to, I'm going to set them over for the 15th of January, allowing for a new notice to go out regarding the hearing on these matters. And that will conclude the hearing with respect to these matters today. The court sets a new court date for these matters to be heard. Is the 15 early enough? Or 19?
No, 19th is your week. You want to do the 21st, one, 21st.
All right. I will set these matters for the 21st of January 21st, and they will be set at 9 o'clock. Okay, this is case number. We're coming back to Ms. Thomas's case. She's looking for some documents, and that's Mr. Abbott's case as well. Case number 2034811. That's Ricky Jackson versus Jasmine Phelps and other occupants of property located at 4046 Gladstone. The matter is before the court on the following other people not paying rent. Counsel, your appearance this time, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Renette Jackson, bar number P69002, appearing on behalf of the plaintiff, Ricky Jackson.
All right, thank you, Ms. Jackson. Good day to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Do I have Phelps on this? Excuse me. Do I have Phelps on the Zoom or someone representing Ms. Phelps or occupants at Gladstone?
Your Honor, this is Anthony Sartoria from Michigan Legal Services. I'm not appearing on this case. However, we do have a file on this one. It looks like the one of our housing counselors resolved this case with the settlement agreement with a check that was sent out in December.
Your Honor, that is correct. My client was paid out. The tenant did indicate, the agreement did indicate that she was going to start payment back in January. However, my client did inform me that she still wanted to come to court before she made her January payment. So, and my understanding is that hasn't yet appeared. So, I'm not really sure what that was about, but she wanted to appear today before she made her January payment, and I haven't heard anything further.
All right, so now you represent Mr. Jackson, correct?
Correct.
All right, so you were covering to make sure that if she was coming, that your client would be represented. Okay. All right.
Correct.
So was there to be an order of dismissal generated in this matter, Mr. Centauri, or?
I really, unfortunately, I can't represent any further than that. I was just looking in the file and that there was a settlement entered and a check sent out. And unfortunately, that's the only information that I have.
All right, and Ms. Jackson, that sounds like that would have been something in the nature of a consent order of dismissal, and so that any contingencies would rest in the conditional dismissal portion.
That is correct, Your Honor. I unfortunately was not involved in that transaction between that housing clinic and my client. I actually just found out 2 days ago that he was paid out. So I'm not sure what happened, but if I need to enter a dismissal, I can. Again, this is just new information that I received yesterday that the tenant wanted to come to court before paying her January rent.
Thank you.
All right, well, it would seem to me that a voluntary dismissal without prejudice is the right way to do this, to the extent that there has been a payment made and accepted. That would seem to resolve the issue in this case. Obviously, if the plaintiff in any way feels aggrieved, the plaintiff can bring a new action. But it appears that the nature of the transmitted payment was designed to resolve the issue that brought this case before the court. So the court will entertain a motion to dismiss this matter. And I believe I hear the plaintiff saying that on behalf of your client, you have no objection to the same. Is that correct?
That is correct, Sharon. I have no objections.
All right. All right. I will I'm going to use a form order and then we'll dismiss the matter without prejudice.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, counsel. Good day.
And Happy New Year.
And Happy New Year to you.
Thank you.
Do I have, let me see, case number 23-46960. This is Willow Williams versus Rashawn Saeed. Matter is before the court on the filing of a complaint to recover possession of property.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm here.
All right, your name for the record, ma'am.
Willa Williams.
All right, thank you, Ms. Williams. You own the property on Kensington Street, is that correct, ma'am?
That's correct.
Thank you. Do I have Rashawn Saeed on the Zoom? If you're here, please say something at this time.
Danielle Sahib, I'm here. It's Saeb.
All right, thank you, Ms. Saeed. And you reside at the property there on Kensington, is that correct, ma'am?
I do, and I hadn't had an opportunity to speak to my attorney this morning.
You do have someone that is representing you already, is that true?
I do.
All right, and who is it that's representing you?
UCHC.
All right, did you have some particular person, that you spoke with previously?
They when I contacted them this morning, they said that there was someone here that, and to let you know that I would speak to someone this morning. They didn't give me a name.
All right, very well. All right, so who's available that they might speak to Ms. Saeed? She indicated that she made contact with United Community Housing Coalition, but there's someone here that can speak to her regarding this matter. That would be very helpful. So just give us a moment, Ms. Saeed. We're looking to find someone that can take on your matter.
Okay, thank you.
Hey, Judge.
Yes, ma'am.
You can put her in a breakout room with me, but can you also put Molly Quillen in that breakout room as well so we can get basic information from her?
Very well. I will do so. So Ms. Saeed, you're going to be speaking with Ms. Willingham and Ms. Molly Quillen, and they will go over what your rights are and discuss this matter with you. So I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2 at this time, Ms. Saeed, so that you can speak with your attorney here. You understand?
Okay, thank you.
Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am. And ma'am, Ms. Williams, the defendant is speaking with their lawyer, and so when they come back in, I'll come right back to your matter.
Thank you.
All right, and we're back on the record related to the matters involving Mr. Abbott. I called a number of cases. There were 4 matters where defendants did not appear. It appeared that they were the first hearings on those matters, and so I did set those matters over for the 21st of January 2021 at 9:00 a.m.
Thank you.
I do have two active matters. There was also a matter where Mr. Lockhart was involved, where there was indication there was a discussion and that case should be dismissed. And on his representations, the court did enter an order of dismissal without prejudice. The two matters that remain in front of me are the suffix 8134 and the suffix 6968. In 8134, that's DRO Fund 1 LLC versus Shanice Thomas. And Ms. Thomas indicates that she's spoken with someone at UCSC or for legal assistance, and she was looking for that person. So I'm waiting for her to come back into the Zoom. Then there is Bordell versus Delbert Salter. Mr. Salter has had an opportunity to speak with counsel, I believe Ms. Willingham. She's out in the breakout room with another client at this time. And Ms. Mary Burks has been here as well, and she represents agent. She's an agent of Bordell Development. Counsel, your appearance, sir.
Good morning, Judge Coleman. My name is James Abbott, P26085. I represent numerous plaintiffs in your courtroom this morning. And I want to apologize that my internet went down momentarily and I got incommunicado there for a minute, but I'm back.
Not a problem. We were able to move forward with some things because the lawyer was on the other side in other matters that I indicated. And we can go through those cases, but those persons did not show up. And so we treated that as first hearing and set the second hearing. And I do have, let me give you the suffixes on those now. That date is the 21st of January 2021. The suffixes on those cases are 8142 and 6988 and 8146 and 8138.
Actually, suffix 988, I sent in a dismissal, I believe.
All right. I don't believe we received it, but we will, the court will enter an order dismissing that matter. I'll sign a form order if that's okay. All right. And I believe that Ms. Willingham is here and Mr. Salter is present on the Bordell matter. You may proceed at this time. Ms. Willingham, can you update me on the Salter matter?
Yes, Your Honor. So after speaking with Mr. Salter, I understand that the parties were going to enter into an agreement. I would like to ask the court for a 3-week adjournment so that there's more funding that's suspected in January. And I want to see if he could be, if that could be of any help to him with his arrears. And I understand that unemployment benefits expired on the 30th or the 31st of December. And I know that that will be able to help him. So I asked the court for a 3-week adjournment.
Could I consult with my client, Your Honor? Mary Burke, are you on the line with us today?
Mm-hmm.
Mary Burke?
Yes.
Yes, you understand what's going on here?
Well, he's running it's under a commercial, it's a residential lease, but he's running it under a commercial property, a commercial tenancy. It's Delbert Slaughter doing business as Wealthy Leaf or something like that is what his lease says. Is the money going to cover commercial?
It's commercial property?
No, it's residential property, but he's running a business out of it. The lease is in both names. Doing business as.
I don't think.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So if it's commercial property, we wouldn't be able to, or if he's running it as a business, we with legal aid or UCAC or MLS would not be able to assist him with the matter.
Well, can I speak with you again, Ms. Willingham?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Judge, can you send us into a different breakout room? Because I know that Molly is in too.
Yeah, I'm sending you to number 4, Mr.
Okay.
Sir, you're going to receive number 4, and Ms. Willingham, I'm taking you out of 3 and putting you.
Yes, sir.
Mary,
Yes.
are you willing to work out a payment schedule with Mr. Salter?
That's what I thought we were planning on.
Yeah, I'm still, that's fine. I just wanted to make myself available to receive funding if
Mr. Salter?
Yes.
Mr. Salter, you want to go to your breakout room, sir.
Okay. Okay.
You come back in, and they will talk, and then you'll have a chance to talk.
Okay, now have I received the invitation to go to the breakout room? I see leave at the bottom. I didn't want to hit that and leave and get kicked.
I think that's where you're going to number 4.
Okay. Well, just the invitation to go to the other room didn't pop up this time like it did the first time.
Listen to me. Let me resend you, okay? Now
Okay.
I'm gonna click you into 3, but don't go there. Okay? Then I'm gonna put you back in 4. So you should see something now, but now I'm gonna put you in 4. Here it comes. There you go.
Okay. Don't see anything yet.
All right, do you see that? Just hold on one second. I know.
Sure.
Here it How about now?
Nope.
You're not seeing the invite?
Well, no, I'm not. Just the leave button at the bottom, and I think that would kick me out the whole thing.
What color is it?
It's red.
That's about now.
Okay, now should I click on?
Go ahead. Click
Okay,
on.
now it says join room 5 breakout.
Go ahead to 5.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead to 5. I'm going to send Miss Willingham to 5. Go ahead. All right, and I'm sorry, if the 2 of you want to talk, the defendant is not here. If you want to break out room, you can do that as well. So. All right, Miss Thomas, are you back? Shanice Thomas?
I apologize, Your Honor. This is Claudia. I'm sorry. Is there any way I can jump into the breakout room with Miss Willingham and Mr. Salbert?
Yes, I'll send you there now.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
Your Honor, I understand that Shanice Thomas is in a breakout room.
No, Shanice Thomas. Ms. Thomas, are you there? She indicated that she had spoken with someone, and I asked her who it was. I think she said Michael. It probably is Michael Lamb.
I believe she's in an active bankruptcy case. I think I submitted an administrative closing a few weeks ago.
All right, and I don't have that, so we got a lot of mail that's not been opened, et cetera, et cetera. But that's what the status of that case is, and that will resolve that for now. So I will indicate that particular file, the suffix 8134, is administrative closed due to bankruptcy process.
I can resubmit that administrative order if you'd like right now.
Yes. Now, when you send it before, did you send it by way of email or?
Probably sent it to Tammy Rice. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So you have Latifah.
Yes, I have that email address.
Great. Send it to her, and I'll get that signed off right away, sir.
Okay.
Bankruptcy thing. This one.
The people here, the ones that came back, said that they knew the date. They were some eviction orders. Did you want me to just set them a date before eviction? Yeah. It's just that.
Oh, yeah, they need a court.
Okay.
All right.
You want it to be like next month or this month?
Next week sometime.
Okay.
Well, you know, you got to mail in, so
Mhm.
enough time.
Okay.
Excuse me, Your Honor. I don't know. This is Danielle Syab calling. But I don't know if my attorney is back in the courtroom, but she said that once I leave the breakout room to ask for an adjournment to seek assistance.
All right. Yes, and you spoke with Ms. Willingham?
Yes, I did.
All right. Ms. Willa? Ms. Willa Williams?
Yes, sir.
The attorney for Ms. Saib is seeking an adjournment in this matter to try and figure out a way to get this resolved. This looks like, I know that there was a hearing date back in October, and then the matter was set for November, and then court closed at that time.
Correct.
So let me see if I can get.
Well, Your Honor, can I speak?
Yeah.
We're asking, as we have all summer, that the Sahibs move because they haven't paid rent since April. They refuse to allow us entry. This was not a case for a non-payment. It was a case for repossession. We've gone to the house when they said they would let us in, they wouldn't. We've had the police out there to try to gain entry. They have a Rottweiler dog, which almost came through the door at the officer. We have done everything we can. We have gotten nothing from the Sahibs. Right now, their rent is almost $5,000 in arrears, and we still cannot gain entry. And they're in violation of their lease. The lease agreement
Listen to your message.
gives us opportunity to, with notice to them to be able to get in. So we have lost 2 sales on this home, and we are trying to sell the property, but they are refusing to allow entry so that any potential buyer will be able to see what's going on in their unit. This is an upstairs unit where they are. The first floor is vacant. We are incurring costs every month on this. We just want the Sahibs to move. At this point, we've gone through this all summer, so we just want them to move. I would ask that an adjournment not be made, and that the Sahibs would be required to move immediately, actually.
Well, the law, most of what you're saying, I would allow you to do that right now immediately. So let me get the attorney back in on this, and let me hear what they have to say on the other side. Did I issue an order in this case for the allowance of an inspection in this matter? You were here before. Did I sign something that?
No, I was on the first appearance was October 23rd. You adjourned the case because the verification of CARES Act document was not in your file. I had submitted it, but it had not been received in your office. And then the adjournment date, the court was closed, so we had to adjourn it till today.
All right, so just stand down for just a moment. Let me see if I can get Ms. Saib, you spoke with Ms. Willingham, is that correct?
I did speak with Miss Willingham, and I just wanted to say also that it was just it was due to COVID.
All right, well, I'll address those issues in just a moment. Let me get Ms. Willingham back in, and let me hear from what she has to say. Let's see what I need to do to move this forward.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, I see Ms. Willingham is back. Are you there, Mr. Abbott? All right, Ms. Willingham, if we could address the suffix 6960, that's Willa Williams versus Danielle Saeed. And Ms. Saeed came back into the room. She indicated that she was requesting an adjournment. Ms. Williams has objected to the adjournment in this matter and is requesting that judgment be entered and writ allowed immediately. Of course, there's not been a hearing on the matter, so I couldn't do that. Madam Counsel.
Your Honor, I just went in, we got basic information from the defendant in this case. I did advise her to ask for an adjournment so that we can get additional information from her and see that if any of our agencies will be able to help her with this matter. But as Ms. Snow stated on the record earlier, we are unable to take every case that comes, but we do get basic information and assess the type of case that they have and see if we can provide some resources. So I did advise tenant in this matter to get an adjournment so that she can seek those different resources that may be available to her.
All right, given that Ms. Williams, given that the defendant has recently obtained counsel in this matter, I'm going to grant the adjournment. I'll bring the matter back on the 15th, 14th, the 14th of January for a hearing on this matter and to evaluate what the status of things are. That'll give the lawyers to assess and see if there are some things that are available to them, and also gives you a sure date as to which you might be able to present some evidence or information before the court. I'm going to set the matter on the 14th, and I'll set it at 10:30 a.m.
Can I ask a question, Your Honor?
Yes, you may.
We're just seeking for them to move, and we've been doing that all year. I guess I just don't understand what kind of additional information is needed in order for them to move. They have not made any effort to pay rent.
Let me stop you for a moment at the expense of seeming like I'm rude, and you know that I'm not. What you want to understand about this is that if you were on the other side of this, you came to a place where you got a lawyer involved.
Judge, I'm having a hard time hearing you.
Thank you. You would want your lawyer to have ample opportunity to prepare for the allegations that are brought. The frustration that you're dealing with, Ms. Williams, is one that's understandable. That is that at the time that you brought your case before the court, we just so happen to have a pandemic. That's and God knows, I just by way of example, I just had someone to finally walk away from a beautiful home that I was renting to them, and they only owe me about $12,000. And they walked away without even telling me. But in any event, this is what you deal with, unfortunately, when you deal with the pandemic. Then on top of that, you have court rules. And that is that the court has to follow a procedure where both sides have the right to be heard on this matter. If you were coming to this, like for example, today, if you came to me and you said, Judge, I think that in light of what is going on here, I need to talk to someone to give me more information about what I need to do with this case. Under these circumstances, it would be imprudent for me to force your hand when you felt like you needed to inquire further. While you may be secure in what your position is here, and I don't doubt that you are, I don't doubt that your position may, in fact, be completely accurate. In the court system, we have what's called due process and right to be heard. Both sides have the right to present their position before the court. I'm not trying to prevent you from doing it, but the other side has that right as well. And the court has to be the arbiter of that, has to stand in the middle and try to figure out what's the best way for the parties to be able to present what their issues are before the court. And that's what's going on here. I mean, rather than set this over, since the court is opening now, rather than set it over, which would be more comfortable for me, is to because it's connected to the nature of the hearing, it would be more comfortable with me because I have thousands of cases to set it in February. I'm setting it for the 14th to get it back here as quickly as I can to try and address what the underlying issues are here. if it wasn't a pandemic, you would have had your case heard and some resolution by now. You know, you've had to deal with it at two junctures. One, this started to come up at the very time the pandemic arose, and then we had a second shutdown, and so you got caught right in the middle of both of those things.
Yeah, we did.
And by the way, that's true with Miss Saeed as well, and whatever is going on there. I've also set the date as early as I can to bring this back because you've indicated to me that there are some issues with getting into the property, trying to get an assessment of what is going on in your property. And so one of the things that the court can do is issue an order to allow entry into the property. And so thinking about all of those things, what I've elected to do at this time is to just bring it back to the earliest date that I can to try to drill down on some of the issues after the plaintiff, the defendant has opportunity to go through this with their lawyer, see if they're going to represent them. And number two, if there are claims that they can bring as a defense to this, and then hear both sides of it and make a decision going forward what will happen in this case. That's about as fast as I can move this. And that's, in all honesty, it's about as fast as I can move this when I take into consideration the right that all parties have to be able to present their matter before the court. And so that's why I've done it in the fashion that I have. I know that you know, I get to come to court, quote unquote, every day. Most people don't want to come to court at all. And so when you come there, you want to be able to get your stuff resolved as quickly as you can. I have to guard over the processes and stuff. And so that's what's happening here. It's a bit of a long explanation, but it's actually extremely short if I was to talk about everything that's involved. So the 14th, I believe I gave you to 10 o'clock, or was it 10:30?
I think you said 10:30.
10:30. At 10:30 a.m., the party should be ready to go forward at that time, so I can begin to hear some of the evidence in this and make some decisions as to what the outcome should be. Right. So I wish both sides well, and that's when this case will be up next. Please zoom back in at that time before we go forward.
Thank you.
Right, I wish I had better answers, but that's the truest answer. And so I'll see you on the 14th.
Thank you.
To you as well, Ms. Saeed. Thank you, Counsel.
Thank you.
All right. In relation to the Salter matter now, I know that Mr. Salter has been discussing some ways to resolve the case. He's been talking with the manager, Ms. Burke, and he wanted to speak with counsel, and I know that he has done so. Ms. Willingham, if you will.
Yeah, so we've reviewed the lease and we understand that Mr. Salter is not barred from state funding. So he could, for other monies that's due or expected in January, qualify. We haven't gotten all the information from that. He's okay with the payment plan that they've agreed to. However, he does want to seek and find out whether or not he could be, some of that additional funding can help him, which he is not precluded from.
All right. So I know Mr. Abbott is away. Ms. Willingham, what are you asking for by way of time? The parties can still work through whatever they're working through. But if there's some funds available to him, then obviously you want to follow that pathway because that could be beneficial to him.
Your Honor, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, I originally asked for a 3-week adjournment. And see if the parties would be in agreement of that.
All right. Mr. Abbott, are you out there somewhere? I don't see him. All right. I'm going to go ahead. I'll go ahead and grant your adjournment. That does not stop the negotiation towards a solution in this matter. That's what the parties are doing. This is just an opportunity to perhaps tap into additional funds that may be available.
That's correct, sir. That's correct.
Finance the solution. So I'll go ahead and grant your adjournment at this time, Madam Counsel. That will set the matter on the next hearing date would be the 27th of January. 27th of January at 9 o'clock a.m. If the parties have come to some resolution before then and then lined up with the funding, then they can submit an order and a hearing to not be necessary on that day. But
Well,
it's at the 27th at 9:00 a.m. as the next action.
okay.
And I see Mr. Abbott is coming back in, so let me just make sure he knows that as well. There's an indication that there may very well be funding available for Mr. Salter regarding this, because his attorney wishes to pursue that through some version money. And so I'm going to set the date over for the 27th of January. The parties can continue their negotiations and attempts to resolve this matter and attempts to obtain financing. And that will be the next hearing, 9:00 a.m. on the 27th.
Okay, it's fine with me.
All right, that concludes the hearing on this matter. I wish all parties well.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. So I'm seeing other people coming in. I have something else.
That was it.
Check out dismissal.
Oh, you want to talk?
All right, it looks like I've covered everything. If you're in this Zoom and you're expecting that there's something that I should call in, please say something so that we can.
Judge, I don't know what happened to your mic, but.
Oh, is that right? Are you hearing me okay now?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, maybe I just dropped my head a little bit. I don't know what's going on there. I had a speaking engagement last night and the last evening, so my voice may be a little bit compromised. So
I see.
Sometimes if I drop my head, then you won't be able to hear me as much. But
Right.
I still have sufficient testosterone, so just say something. My head up and boom it out.
All right.
Mr. Abbott, I see that you're there, sir. Is there something that we need to follow up on or take a look at?
No, I'm sure I trust you handled everything properly. I was AWOL there for most of the morning, so I'll just wait and check the ROA and wait for the mail to see what happened. I had some first hearings and some conditional dismissals, and I'll just.
And they
I need your help, Your Honor. This is Michael Bankstein.
Let me finish talking to counsel here.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Mr. Abbott, I was saying, sir, that I think that we followed with the information where there were other attorneys involved in some trials and dismissals. I did receive the bankruptcy closing matter, and then I gave you the date on before that seemed to have been second hearings. It was doubtful with one of those because it seemed like this might have been the second hearing. It seemed like in one of them there may have been a hearing in October before closing. But I went ahead and set it just in case so that we have all of those on the same day, treating all of it as the second hearing, so past the first hearing.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it, and I'll be back tomorrow.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
All right. Now, sir, go ahead. You were saying something. What is your name?
My name is Michael Bankstein. I believe, based on the Register of Actions, there's a hearing this morning for.
Let me stop you for just a moment, Michael. You said what's the last name again?
Thomas.
Your name.
Yeah, what's your last name?
Oh, my last name is Bankstein. B is in boy, E is in Edward, N is in Nelson, K is in kite, S is in Sam, T is in Tom, E is in Edward, I is in ice, N is in Nelson.
Okay, Bing Singh?
That's correct.
Okay, all right, go ahead, sir. What were you telling me?
Sure. So I'm the attorney, the bankruptcy attorney for Shanice Thomas. She's in a bankruptcy. She's been in a bankruptcy for about 2 months. The landlord had notice of the bankruptcy, DRO Fund 1 LLC. For some reason, it appears on the Register of Actions as though they're still pursuing the eviction matter, even though the stay was not lifted in bankruptcy court. I just got out of the bankruptcy court hearing for Ms. Thomas, and I've been advised it's just some confusion as to whether or not there's still a hearing ongoing in 36th District Court today for that.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Thomas did in fact appear, and the attorney, Mr. James Abbott, that was who I was just speaking with. He was not in the Zoom at the time, and so she mentioned that she had a lawyer, but she did not mention bankruptcy. By the time Mr. Abbott came into the Zoom, he mentioned that there was a bankruptcy petition matter that he had submitted the appropriate order. We had not received it, and so he faxed it over to me, and I signed off on the bankruptcy closing. So that's what happened. She came to the hearing because she received a notice in the mail, and she got that notice because there was not the closing petition in the court's file. But that's been taken care of now because Mr. Abbott.
Okay. So I think that what you're saying, Your Honor, is that there's been an order for administrative closing due to bankruptcy stay?
Absolutely, but it hadn't caught up to the file before today's date. So when the case was called, Mr. Abbott, the attorney for the plaintiff, came into the Zoom. He says, "Wait a minute, that case is in bankruptcy," and I sent an administrative closing, and we had not gotten it, so he faxed it over, and I signed it. So it is closed.
Oh, I see. Thank you so much, sir.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you for chiming in.
Have a great day.
No, all right. Bye-bye.
Now I think that's a wrap.
Yes, indeed. I want to thank everybody that's out there. Thank you for your involvement and participation in helping us to get through this, Mr. Santori and others. We're getting there.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Main thing is to not trample on anything and try to make sure that people have a fair opportunity to be heard and opportunity to assess what their options are. So, thank you very much. Have a good day. I will see some of you tomorrow for sure.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Have a good day.
So, bye. All right.